Dear Cancer, no one has ever walked through what you are about to face, but you, the Cancer soul, have been chosen not to endure more pain, but to awaken. This moment is not an accident. It is a promise made lifetimes ago. And you are in the right place at the right time to remember what your soul once vowed. In a moment, you will hear a message from the universe. But first, let us begin where everything truly opens, where you realize you have been preparing for this moment your entire life. Do you feel it? Something quietly waiting ahead of you. Not quite an event, not entirely a prophecy, but a soft whisper, as if your soul has known this all along, but only now, in this very moment, do you finally have the courage to listen. You are not here by chance, not because the title caught your eye, not out of curiosity or hope, but because it is time. Time for your soul to remember a covenant it once made with the universe, from a realm far beyond life and death. You see, some are born to live peaceful lives, but other souls, like yours, are born to walk through the darkness and carry light back into the world. You've felt out of place before, like you didn't belong here. You've looked up in silence and asked, "Why is everything so hard for me? Why do the worst things find me when all I ever wanted was to love? Why am I always the one who sacrifices? Why am I always the one who shelters others while no one shelters me?" You've cried alone in dark rooms, unseen, unheard. You've smiled on the outside while your heart bled silently within. And you've carried strength on your shoulders, not because you weren't in pain, but because you had no other choice. But today, dear one, let me say this to you. Everything you've gone through was never meaningless. Not a single tear you swallowed was forgotten. Not one ache you felt was wasted. Each moment was a sacred piece, preparing you for this one, the moment when you begin to remember who you truly are. The Buddha once said, "No drop of water ever falls in the wrong place." And the universe never places a soul in the dark without also leaving a light at the end of the path. You see, some are born to live peaceful lives, but other souls, like yours, are born to walk through the darkness and carry light back into the world. You felt out of place before, like you didn't belong here. You were never forgotten. You were only hidden, like a gem buried deep beneath the earth, waiting to be unearthed at the right time. And that time is now. Close your eyes for a moment. Do you feel it? Not a voice, but a knowing, a resonance, as if what is being spoken here has always lived quietly inside you. Maybe you've prayed in desperation. You knelt not to ask, but simply to be heard. You looked up and whispered, "Does anyone see me?" And you thought no one did, but you were wrong. It was that very tear you swallowed that day that opened the gate you are now stepping through. The gate of awakening, the gate of purpose, the gate of soul. You were made for something far greater than you ever believed, and every wound you've carried was not proof that you were abandoned. It was confirmation that you are ready to be a safe harbor for others. You used to wait for someone to come save you, but the truth is, you were chosen to save another soul, and to do that, you had to know what the dark feels like. The universe doesn't choose the perfect ones. It chooses the broken, because only they know how to hold the shattered pieces of someone else's heart. And you, dear Cancer, are one of them. From the love you gave without expecting it back, from the care you gave to others while forgetting yourself, from the times you lowered your eyes to hide your pain, from every time you forgave when you didn't have to, from every time you said, "I'm fine," when you weren't, all of it has been gathered to become the warm light you now hold. Do you know why the most beautiful things always come late? Because only the truly grounded souls are strong enough to receive them without losing themselves. And you have become grounded, even if you haven't realized it yet, even if you're still trembling. But the light within you has already begun to shine, quietly, like the moonlight, gentle and unstoppable. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, if this is the moment I awaken, am I ready to let go of the old, the pain, the hurt, to step into my truest self, strong, gentle, and upheld by the universe? Answer that in silence. You don't need to say it aloud. Just acknowledge that you've come a long way, and now you deserve to come home. You are about to discover an energy being released, one that can transform not just your financial destiny, but also free your soul from invisible chains. There is a current flowing toward you, not because you begged for it, but because you planted the seed long ago, and today you only need to open your heart to receive. A sacred gate has opened, only for your soul. There are things you cannot explain with logic, only feel with the soul. And your soul has begun to whisper, not loud, not urgent, just something softly stirring inside. You don't know where to begin, but your heart skips a beat every time you think about the future. You don't know what to call it, only that something is about to happen, a recurring dream, a memory that surfaces for no reason, a feeling of profound familiarity with a stranger, a shiver that isn't from the cold but from the feeling of being protected. You think those are coincidences? They're not. They are signs. Signs that a gate is opening. And you, yes, you, are the one who knocked a long time ago. In ancient teachings, you are called a sacred harbor. Not everyone is a harbor. Only those who have endured, only those who have broken, only those who never denied their love can provide true peace. In the Bible, you are a house of grace, a container not to keep for yourself, but to share, to bless, to shelter. You once asked, I have nothing, so why was I chosen? But precisely because you were once emptied by giving, you now have room for something far greater. No one can hold a miracle unless they've lost everything. And now, you no longer need to chase after magic. No need to seek cards. No need to wait for prophecy. No need to check your fate, because you are the miracle. Can't you feel something radiating from you? A gentle light, so subtle that others might not notice, but lost souls are already being drawn to it. You don't see it because you're humble. You don't accept it because you've been rejected before. But the sacred does not need your permission to exist. It has been living inside you, glowing beneath the ashes, and now it is beginning to burn. You are changing, not in a way the world can label, not a change with a name, but a change from within, as if a missing piece just slipped back into place. No one sees it, no one understands, but you know. You feel it, even without words. You've always known you were not like the rest, not better, not above, just different. That difference once made you retreat into your shell, made you hide, but now, that very difference is opening a gate that only you hold the key to. You are the one who knocked first, and the door has truly opened. You no longer need to wait for a miracle, because your soul is the supernatural the universe has been waiting for. Sit still for a moment. You don't need to do anything. Just let your heart answer, not your mind. Do I dare step through? Am I ready to release the old, the beliefs that have rotted, the memories that held me down, the identities that no longer fit who I am? You don't need to speak it out loud. Just feel something stir softly in your chest. That's the signal that you are ready for a new life, and you will not walk it alone. The universe is waiting for you in a place you never expected. Have you ever felt like you were forgotten? Not by people, but by the one you once trusted most. Maybe you've prayed, not once, but many times. You spoke with all your heart, and all you received was silence. You once sat alone, hands folded, not to ask, but simply to be seen. And yet, nothing seemed to happen. And in those moments, you began to doubt. Is anyone truly listening to me? But do you know something? The universe never forgets. Never. You think it has been silent, but in truth, it has been preparing. It has been arranging every piece so that everything reaches you at the right time, in the right way, through the right heart. It doesn't answer you with words. It answers you with situations, with dreams you once abandoned, with the gaze of someone who looks at you with quiet compassion, with a stranger's words you weren't meant to hear but did. Because today, it has something to tell you. I never left. The universe wrote your name into this moment long, long ago. Even when you forgot to pray, it still remembered who you are. Even when you felt unworthy, it still saw you as whole. You've simply grown used to striving, used to proving your worth, used to believing love comes with conditions. So you don't believe that a love could exist without asking anything from you and still wait. But that love is real, and it's here with you, right now. The Bible says, knock, and the door will be open to you. You don't need to pound the door, you don't need to scream, you don't need to beg. Just a gentle knock, and the door will open. The door to the place you belong, where the universe is still waiting for you, patiently, unconditionally. You don't need to run, don't need to search. Just be still and let love find you, because you are the one who wandered the farthest, so you will also be the one held the closest when you return. You were the one who loved without being loved back, the one who forgave without ever being thanked, the one who endured without anyone noticing. But you were never invisible in the eyes of the universe. It saw every drop of sweat. It saw every hug you didn't dare ask for. It saw the loneliness you've carried so long you no longer even name it. And because it saw it all, it prepared a final gift. A gift no one else can receive, only you, because it is the reward for a faith that never left you, even when you thought you had left yourself. You don't need to prove anything anymore. Don't need to keep bracing yourself. Don't need to wear the armor of strength. You can exhale, you can release, you can believe that you are being loved without conditions. Because what's coming is not a miracle you must fight for. It's a divine repayment for every time you chose love over resentment, silence over reaction, kindness over bitterness. This is a gift only certain souls ever receive, and you are one of them. You don't need to understand everything right now. Don't need to find every answer. Just be silent for a while and let that strange, sacred feeling wash over you, like someone gently placing a hand on your shoulder, saying nothing, just being there. And somehow, you know you've just been embraced by something not of this world. Abundance is coming, but you must dare to open your heart. There are whispers not meant for your ears, but for your heart to feel. And if you're still here, it's because your soul is preparing to walk through one final gate. A gate not leading to a place, but leading back to a truth. The truth that you, the Cancer soul, were never missing anything. You only forgot you had everything all along. Abundance is not a reward. It is not granted to those who are worthy. It is not a gift sent from the outside. Abundance is you. It is a natural part of who you are. Like a river is born already carrying water. Like the sky is born already holding space. You once believed you weren't enough. Not enough money, not enough love, not enough peace. You once believed that you had to give so much just to receive a little something in return. But you misunderstood. You are not lacking. You have never been lacking. You simply closed off. You closed your heart because it had been hurt too many times. You closed your dreams because no one believed you could. You closed your intuition because people told you you're too sensitive. And every door you closed was a place where abundance stood waiting, unable to enter. The Buddha said, "The wider the heart, the greater the blessings." God said, "Open your heart and I will fill it." God didn't say, "Work hard enough and I might bless you." He simply said, "Open and I will pour into it things you never even dared to dream of." Blessings don't come as a prize for perfection. They come like cool water flowing to the driest land, not because that soil is good, but because it's been thirsty for far too long. Abundance doesn't ask, "Have you done enough to deserve me?" It asks, "Will you allow me in?" Because abundance, whether it is money, love, or life, never forces itself in. It only enters when you stop locking the door. And you know what's miraculous? That door is not out there, it is within you. It lies in that moment when you stop. Stop striving, stop tensing, stop begging, and simply breathe and admit, "I have always been the chosen one." You don't need to do anything more to be loved. You don't need to appear better, brighter, kinder. You don't need to be perfect to be welcomed. You just need to stop resisting the good that's trying to find you. Because what's about to happen to you isn't like anything you've experienced before. It's not a sudden windfall of money. It's not a new lover. It's not a surprise career opportunity. It is a reunion between you and your divine essence. Your soul will look at you with eyes that now understand every challenge. Silence will ring like a bell of awakening, and your heart will no longer beat from fear, but will beat from gratitude that you made it through. You are no longer the one hoping to be rescued. You are the safe harbor. Let this stillness linger just a little longer. No need to explain, just wait. Your soul whispers, "I accept, I open, I receive." And from that moment on, you are no longer the same. No longer living by old habits, old wounds, or old names. You are not the one who was betrayed, not the one who was always lacking, not the one who lived for others. You are the one who has returned to the light. And the world will never be the same once you truly rise. Because when a Cancer soul is activated, it doesn't just change its own life, it sends waves of healing through the entire collective. Thank you, Cancer soul, for opening your heart and listening to the very end. You have just completed a sacred ritual your soul has long waited for. May you, from this day on, live with ease, with fullness, and with the knowing you have never been forgotten. You have always been loved.